You're asking two rock and roll fans here
and we,
to judge Lzzy Hale. We can't do anything but give her 5 stars. Welcome back to the Juice Podcast. It's
Woohoo!
Friday.
It is Friday.
I'm your host Kenio, and with me I have my co-host
Andy.
the Food Guy.
Yeah.
It's actually funny because when I'm like introducing people out in town to who I'm making the podcast with, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Andy the Food Guy."
They are.
They're like, they don't even know your real name. They're like, Andy the Food Guy. That's your name now.
Yeah, that's cool. Just call me Andy if you see me in town. It's fine.
Awesome sauce. Anyway, we're here with the music review, and
Yep.
because it's Friday, and we're doing music reviews every Friday.
We are.
Actually, one of our music review videos actually took off a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit more
Very
than the
nice.
rest of our content, but that's happening. It's YouTube, and we want to thank you guys so much, especially all the people from, I think it's Mongolia.
Mongolia, yes.
Because they really seem to be loving the review we did on the Hue.
And we also love the hue in itself. So
Yeah, so we're like, that's a win-win for us.
Well, they asked us. They basically asked us if we wanted to look at some of the other songs they made.
Yeah.
One of which was mentioned was the one with Lzzy Hale.
Yeah, Song of Women, isn't that the
Yeah.
one? So we're actually we have the recommendation from one of the Hue fans to do a review on the one they did with Lzzy Hale. So
And that is an amazing song because I already know it. When I was,
I only think I've heard it once, but I'm not really sure.
it's
So
amazing.
it's gonna be kind of new for me as well.
It was one of those where I wanted to do a review of on the Who, and now I am a die-hard Papa Roach fan and Lzzy Hale fan, so it was just and they are very amazing. I did end up choosing Papa Roach.
So he's very excited for this one. He's very excited for this one.
I am sorry for everybody who thinks that Lzzy Hale is better, and this is an amazing song too. But so let's hear it.
Yeah, let's dive right into it. Let me hear it, man. We're gonna play some elevator music because we can't really play this song for copyright reasons.
Yeah, but we're just gonna
stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned.
All right.
Welcome back. We just listened to the whole track.
Yeah, I think you just saw a little
snippet of our some of the reactions we had there.
Yeah,
like going on, and we had to talk over the track a few times because we really want to get as deeply into
we tried
the track
actually
as possible, like
notes,
discuss some of the elements.
It's a long song. It's like almost 6 minutes long.
Yeah,
so
that's
we're
what
not gonna
actually
force
stood
you
out.
to.
So we're not gonna force you to sit and watch a
silence.
6-minute reaction because that's not what you're here for. You're actually here to listen to the honest star reviewing review of this track, and I think we should review this on 3 different levels.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you have in mind?
I really want to review it on structure.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to review it on lyrics.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to review it on sexiness.
On sexiness.
On sexiness. Wow. How about that, you guys?
That's amazing.
There is Lzzy Hale.
Yeah.
We need to have sexiness because that's
of course.
She is an amazing woman, and she freaking deserves 5 stars of the sexiness because the Hue is there.
Yeah, and I'm just also like, have you seen the Who? They are the most manly
man ever.
They're sexy in itself just because they're so...
I think we already agreed on 5 stars out of 5 stars for sexiness for this track.
God. It's like Lzzy Hale, amazing, sexy, everything. And then the Who, they're just so...
like the best compilation of sexiness you could ever ask for. In one song.
And in this song, because you actually have... This is the song of women, right? And you have the beautifulness, the Well, I don't want to say fragile because that's actually not what it is. It's more
not
like
really,
this.
It's very empowering.
It's exactly
it's
what it is.
Very
It's empowering.
women empowering song.
Absolutely, it's
they
not
really
fragile
captured,
one bit.
But then again, it's the hue. Like we discussed the last time we discussed the hue with the Kobe Shaddix. This has the same energy to it with the war thing. They're like the war cry. It's like I imagine like going to war when listening to this track. But then again, I'm going to war in a different way. It's not like I'm standing in the front lines this time. This time I'm feeling more. I'm standing back in the camp, sending my beloved husband to war. And as an empowering woman, like we know from the back in the day, especially in the Viking culture, women were actually more badass than the guys.
They were.
They were actually way more terrifying than the guys were.
I kind of like that analogy also when we we have to, of course, address the thing about Lzzy Hale, and I'm pretty sure that, like you say, this is an empowering song. And we can, of course, draw some lines to feminism and the whole battle for female rights and equality.
Female rights and female empowerment.
And that's kind of what they're actually really succeeding with here. Lzzy Hale is an amazing person in herself.
Yeah.
She is rock and roll. She is crazy good. She has conquered the rock stage as a female artist, which is hard in itself.
You're asking two rock and roll fans here to judge Lzzy Hale. We can't do anything but give her 5 stars.
Absolutely, it's just amazing.
Like
she's so
impossible,
cool,
man. And like everything she's on turns to gold. But then again, not necessarily in this track.
No, we did have some things about it.
We had a little bit of discussion here because it was very fresh for me and very.
I've heard it a couple of times.
Because I haven't heard this track more than once. Now I heard it twice.
Yeah.
And so my review here is going to be very fresh and very honest. Listening to this track on this track was very refreshing because it felt like I think we discussed this. She didn't feel restrained in any way.
Nope.
She didn't feel like she was having trouble reaching any types of empowering notes here. Like
they kept the level of what she needed to do exactly where she was most comfortable. Amazing. Sounded great.
Oh, but then again, when I'm thinking back on the track here, it didn't feel like she was the front and center of this track at all.
No, not.
Like mixing wise. Now I'm thinking mixing wise. Like it didn't feel like she was front and center.
Of course, we were listening on some shitty speakers, but you're right. She was.
I heard another thing.
She should have been more in the front in some way, because her voice and the whole build up to when she starts singing, it is super empowering. It's just really how we would imagine a female warrior who's talking to her fellow warriors, giving them hope and believing they can win this battle. That's kind of the feeling you get. It's this hope, this dream, this empowering thing. We can do it. We're gonna put that into a song. But her voice it was powerful, but it was kind of like it had been drawn a little bit back.
Because one of the things that I really noticed, and now I'm talking, I think this review is going on to the structure part, and I think structure wise, I'm thinking the drums way more front and center than the actual vocalists.
Yeah, we were talking about one thing that's a bit.
Let's just be honest. It's annoying when you actually put your ears to it. It's one of the symbols.
What we're actually
it's one of the symbols. On
that
the
was
track.
Exactly. That was one part of the rhythm who were just there the whole time. It was very loud. It was very clear. Exactly. It just kept going. And it actually was taking up so much space in the song. And this is the problem I kind of had with this song. Lzzy Hale was just amazing. The song was amazing. The hue was amazing. But there were some building blocks in it that were kind of disturbing. Lzzy Hale was being put in the back. She should have been even more in front. What the Who did right was their vocals. They had the throat singing that we know them for.
Like,
they were using them.
Throat singing blows my mind every time I listen to it. It was because like how can you use your voice like that? That's freaking impressive.
So cool. And they had them
teach me, man.
During They had them during the song, like kind of like a build up to Lzzy Hale, and it still gave that Viking, not Viking, that warrior kind of feel.
Especially like with
but
it still has this
drums,
folk music.
Yeah, Mongolian metal folk music.
Yeah.
But
I'm imagining like going down through the streets of Mongolia, and this is the music you hear everywhere.
Yeah. If we have to be honest,
so empowered, man.
Yeah, if we have to be honest, the only thing that actually keep us back from saying this song is amazing, great, is the drumming part.
It's that simple.
Like even
that one symbol.
Yeah, even Lzzy Hale being a little bit in the background. All right, that's a preference in how we want to build the song. But those symbols, that one symbol, who kept that 3-beat. Thing going all the way. It was actually getting annoying at the end.
So how many stars? How many stars out of 5 would you rate the structure of this track?
I still have to give it like, if it's out of 5.
Out of 5.
I still have to give it like at least 3.5, even 4, because it is just that one symbol who's a little bit too loud.
Yeah.
Was the track a little bit more
repeatable, like
maybe, but I will say those drums probably made it a little bit more
repetitive. That's the word we're looking for. That's the word we're looking for. Repeatable, like what's that? I was like,
repetitive.
That's not even a word, is it? Repetitive. That's the word we're looking for.
And we gotta be honest, I think the drums made it a little bit more repetitive because you just kept hearing the same 3 beats from that symbol.
Yeah.
So to be fair, like it's not fair to say that it needs to get like a 2 and a 3 because it was just that one thing that made it a little bit more repetitive than it had to be. So I will give it still like a 3.5, 4
3.5 stars for the structure of the track. When we were listening to the lyrics, we came back to we kept circling around the empowerment of the lyrics here because I don't understand Mongolian lyrics.
We can
I
only
would really
go
love
off,
to understand, and so if you can actually translate them down below,
cool.
please do. But the Lzzy Hale lyrics I understood, and the way she's singing about being parts of the elements or being the elements, and being parts of like nature, and she's being she's like coming out there saying, I am steady as a rock and you can't move it because I'm part of it all. I will always be part of all of this.
Yeah.
And when it tries to reach that empowering like level and ambience of a track, I think it's really succeeding here.
It really is. When it comes to the lyrical part and the whole build up and what they're trying to tell, at least from our perspective, they are definitely succeeding in it. Yeah. They are still succeeding as the Who to create this warrior kind of like primal thing. They still succeed in that. They still have Lzzy Hale, a song of women. It's a song of empowering and hope. They are definitely getting that out there. Very easy to understand. The lyrics also build up around that. I mean, in the execution part of what they're trying to tell the audience, they are succeeding. There are really no doubts in that.
Definitely. Well, there's of course one thing that I'm missing. And as a vocalist myself, I kind of miss that catchy chop line. And what is a catchy chop line? Everyone is just sitting there very confused. A catchy chop line is when you feel you have that type of the chorus, most definitely the chorus, that you can't help yourself singing along to. Yeah. And that gets stuck in your brain.
Kind of like a catchphrase, a hook, would it also be called?
Hook,
most people call
exactly,
it a
hook.
Yeah, hook.
And I didn't feel that was coming at any time. You
felt you missed the hook.
I missed the hook.
If you look at the Jacobi, when they
there was definitely a hook there.
Where? What was the line?
Everyone rise to a breathing chord.
All right, that's kind of all right. That is true. That is perhaps a bit of a hook. Yeah, but I don't necessarily agree that all songs need a hook.
Because of copyright reasons, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I actually don't agree that all songs need a hook. There are plenty of songs that are amazing who don't have a hook that is that strong.
But did this track even have a chorus?
No, not really. That's the thing I'm actually fighting.
The song with the Kobe had a chorus, but does this track have a chorus?
Not really when I think about it. I think
like we're just starting to realize maybe because there is no hook, is it because there's no chorus?
It was hard to distinguish what was actually happening because it was more like a journey.
Maybe we're just idiots.
But you are. But I have to give you credit where credit is due. You are right. when there's no chorus, no hook, basically. If you tell me to actually sing the song right now, or kind of like just hum it,
just a small phrase from it.
I can't. I actually can't.
One of those phrases that got stuck in your brain.
Yeah, I can't, and I can't probably even like hum the melody. So even though it's an amazing song, who do succeed in telling the story they want,
it's very storytelling.
It isn't one that you remember in the same way.
No, maybe that's one of the reasons I didn't really circle back to it.
Yeah, me too. I still always just end up circling back to the one with Jacoby or some of the other ones.
Yeah, even though this is an amazing, like we're not sitting here
not at all
bashing anything. We're actually giving constructive criticism. And
just
if you want a review, you kind of want the good sides and you want the bad sides. And of course, we're trying to argument why there's good sides and why there's bad sides.
And of course, we're biased as hell.
And we're biased as
the songs we like, we just like no matter what. I mean, that's just how it is, right? But we are trying not to let our bias show too much.
Like I'm a guy who grew up listening to Linkin Park, and if there's some rock band out there who understands writing hooks, it's Linkin Park.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely biased on that one. But so lyrically wise, I would still give it a 4-star out of 5 because of the storytelling and because they actually gives that empowerment feeling with the words they're singing.
Yeah.
But I'm really still missing that top line catching. Catching phrase.
In regards to catchiness, it's not as catchy for us. We need to. It's just for us. I will also say in that department, a lot of songs who goes with the more ballad, the more slow songs, they tend to not do as well on the charts than the more upbeat rock poppy kind of thing. When you look at the pop charts, just generally the charts through the whole from freaking 70s and upwards, you can't really find that many ballads. I know there are the big ones like Bohemian Rhapsody, maybe Stairway to Heaven. Those are the big, Nothing Else Matters.
Yeah,
that's also
exactly.
One. But those are the minority.
Yeah,
they are really, really the minority, and they are the one-off where it actually do succeed. A lot of ballads aren't doing as well as other songs, and you can kind of and I think it has that against it, and so it's kind of.
But what I do want to point out there, I think this track will have done actually just as successfully without Lzzy Hale.
I think you're right.
I don't think
could absolutely just have. I think they actually did do this themselves, and then had. I don't know. Did they write it with Lzzy?
I have no idea.
Because the Jacoby one they had written before, and then you just made one with him.
Yeah,
on
made one. Because if in my mind I'm trying to pull Lzzy Hale out of the equation, I think the song would have done just as fine.
It's would still be the same amazing song. I think you're right. I think you're actually right. I still think that the whole punch and the idea of making a powerful, empowering song who's called Song of Women.
Yeah, it would definitely mean...
It would make no sense if we hadn't...
If there's no women singing it.
Yeah, it makes so good sense having Lzzy on, and she does an amazing job. But catchiness just song-wise, would I 100% have listened to it without Lzzy? Absolutely, I would.
Yeah.
Completely, I would.
I would definitely have highlighted this just as much, I think. Because again with the structure that she's pulled back so much in the mix. She has an amazing voice. She's a very talented musician. Definitely a very talented vocalist, one of the best in the world for all I care.
Yeah.
But the way she's pulled back in the mix makes me feel she's kind of redundant.
Yeah. But also we have to acknowledge that the Who and the way they sing and write that whole thing, that they can carry it themselves. So it's not as much Lzzy not doing a good job. It's just basically the Who are so awesome in what they do that they can easily carry it themselves. They don't need no celebrity. It's
like taking a perfect dish and just adding pepper.
Yeah,
that's what you do.
You don't really. I mean, and this is not no hate to Lzzy. It's just that the Who are so awesome that they could easily have done this themselves and had exactly the same result and just as an amazing song. It didn't become worse when Lzzy got on, But it wouldn't have become worse if she wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of like the thing. They are just so talented in themselves.
It's the perfect dish with pepper. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening into this week's music review.
Yep.
Please keep putting recommendations in the comment section, and remember to subscribe and hit that like button. We really appreciate it. It helps out the channel way more than you actually realize.
And we love talking about music. We love Lzzy Hale. We love The Who. If you have other kinds of artists from around the world, these are from from Mongolia. If you have like other places where like songs are very, very popular, but you might think other parts of the world like Denmark doesn't know about it, please comment it down below.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have something where we should listen to in a completely different language and react to? We would love to.
We would love to hear it all. Yeah. And if you want to own one of these The Juice Podcast mugs, you can actually get that along with a lot of other merch designs, including t-shirts like Darth Gator and Clap 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 through the link down below. The wink.
You having trouble?
I'm having trouble with words. I'm sorry, guys. The basic of this channel, we're having trouble with words.
Yeah, when one have trouble, you always have to make it double.
Oh my God. Speaking of double, have an amazing weekend, guys, and we'll see you on Monday.
Cheers.
Stay juicy.